beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know
the pool house is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome
Welcome to MME Live. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and if you're a viewer, I really appreciate a like. Hopefully we could get 20 likes here. It would mean the world. You're the difference between me getting noticed in the algorithm or not. And there's a lot of great stuff to talk about in entertainment. Not the main topic, not about Star Wars, but while RJ's here, I'm sure we're going to hear about the Switch, the PlayStation. Are you regretting getting rid of your Xbox, RJ?
Nope, because all the games that I'm excited for are going to be multi-platform.
Are you going to be buying any physical edition games that are Microsoft that are now on PlayStation 5?
Like what?
Forza Horizon, Doom, Indiana Jones.
Probably Doom and Indiana Jones. That'd be interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Donovan, I also want to say, please chill out. That has nothing to do with me, and I need, for my channel, my sanity, I need to stay out of beefs with you and other YouTubers.
If you have an issue with this particular person, take it to the authorities or report to the platform.
Or the platform and see what they could do. I don't agree with whatever either one of you are doing. So I don't. I actually
out of, like, Max isn't going to get involved. Just leave Max.
Right. I can't get involved. I don't handle it well. RJ knows this. Lots of people know this, that I do not handle friends beefs well. I try to like everybody, Okay. I don't think it's a great idea. I think whatever. I still like Sean, but I don't co-sign what he's doing there. Whatever. But please don't mention in the chat, because we want to talk about positive stuff and about Kathy Kennedy and where Star Wars is at. But while RJ's here, we might cover some other things while you're here. Pretty bold moves that Sony did, dropping all this. Right,
the night of the Switch 2 launch.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense though, because this weekend is going to be very busy for gamers, because we have, today was State of Play, tomorrow is Switch 2 launch day, Friday is the Summer Games Fest show, then Sunday is Xbox and their game showcase. So we're going to get a ton of game announcements over the next couple of days.
Yeah. I'll send it to Perp. I know Perp did not like my video earlier. I think Joe is mad at me from my take earlier.
So was the point that you? So just real quick, we can talk about it later. But your thesis statement was the CEOs are overpaid, which results in layoffs.
No, we're getting to the point now where, because Kathy Kennedy is so connected, you really can't get rid of her unless she wants to go. And I have more to cover on this later. Is like, she is in a unique position, is where I really do believe, remember when Grace Randolph was reporting that no one wants the job?
Yes.
And the title of this video is Dave Filoni is the only one that can take over.
Yeah, I think Hollywood Reporter put out a little article saying they want to do a DC studio situation where Filoni does creative and another lady does the business.
Because Kathy gets along with Dave, and then ultimately, even if someone were to take over, she is producer on everything.
I think I also think that she would like her successor to be a woman too. And that's probably part of it too.
Yeah, and then also, if they ousted her and you took over, you can't really just erase all the projects that she has announced. And then you do not want to cross her. Even I'm not saying she would blacklist people, She wouldn't promote them like she does other people, like she did Gareth Edwards. Look what happened with Gareth Edwards on Rogue One. He took those hits like a champ. And then he's now working on Jurassic World Rebirth that looks amazing. And he would not have got that if he went like Lord and Miller direction, which I think Lord and Miller had every right to be disgruntled about the situation on Solo. So she is a very powerful woman. I underestimated her. I think lots of underestimated her. But it's getting to the point now where I think it's not Star Wars, even though I love the Acolyte, Skeleton Crew was okay with me. I think because she won't just gracefully bow out and leave, it's holding back Star Wars from getting a fresh start. For example, I use this as an example. Even though I wanted Zack Snyder to continue, I feel like DC is in a better shot now because it feels very fresh with James Gunn. You do not get that fresh feeling with Star Wars. You don't get this enthusiasm.
Well, it's hard to because it's a franchise that has like 40 years of history. So
well, no, you're also getting Kathleen go around. Like, whereas if you got a new creative in charge, you might get that. You might get that energy that's now happening with DC, right? Well, maybe
I feel like the goal.
Maybe that's what Marvel needs too. I love Kevin Feige. He's done an amazing job. I'm hopefully he brings it home with Doomsday and Secret Wars, and then if he wants to leave, bows out and gives someone else a shot. I think he should leave after that.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, I feel like the energy that could have been there. I do like James Gunn, Isaac. If you listen to the context of my words, the majority issues I have is his behavior on social media. I think he explains too many decisions where it's not, if people don't like him, it's not going to age well. In the marketing until May wasn't there for me. RJ liked it the whole time, or the majority of it, I believe, the marketing. It didn't really, I felt like the enthusiasm like dipped after the first trailer. But now it's like up there, and you can't go anywhere without. And look, would I be a James Gunn hater if I got this? And shout out to Bruce, King of Nerds. He let me know this was up. I got my.
Why
Superman.
didn't I get one?
Well, you had to order it online. I don't know if it's still available. But this is a special comic. I only have one of these.
I'm the gut nut. You should give that to me.
Look at Callie. Look at behind me. Open that box. I have to open it with a knife. I really like the box.
She wants that box. She wants those milk bones.
Yeah. But I am a Gunn fan. And I say the majority of the people that are in the Snyder camp that wanted to continue would be praising the trailer if it wasn't for the baggage of Warner Brothers. And I don't think, even though RJ is critical of people still thinking there's a way to get it restored, we're not going into all that. You understand that there's a lot of people that have Warner Brothers baggage over DC, right?
Well,
you understand.
But I've also been very consistent with the fact that if you want more DC in general, you have to support this movie.
I mean, I don't think that's. I don't.
More possibilities.
I think everything is possible. I would say more likely you're going to get more DC if you support Superman.
Yes.
Like I always said, because I did boycott Star Wars. You when you do go that route, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't. It's very fun, Daryl. These are movie universes. It's very exciting. It's a very exciting time to be alive in entertainment history. We're getting things in superhero comics, comic book movies that I never would have imagined when I was growing up, eventually it's going to have to work without him, Isaac, I think. I don't think Kevin Feige wants to do it till he's 80. I don't know. I would assume that after Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, that in X-Men, after he gets that off the ground, that he might want to bow out. I don't know. But maybe I'm wrong. What do you think is going to happen to Feige? Do you think he's going to stick around past that? I think he's going to want to get it back on track. Very successful. I really think Doomsday and Secret Wars, I would be shocked if they don't get $1 billion.
What happens if they don't?
well, then it's in trouble. Marvel's in trouble. Then they're really going to have to reevaluate. If Avengers Doomsday and Robert Downey can't bring in $1 billion and they spent all that money, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to I don't think it's going to disappear, but they're really going to have to reevaluate.
Take a break for a while.
Hey,
Who's
Anthony,
this?
how's it going? Let me put the
Where's Perp?
display in it. I don't know. I thought I sent it to him. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be a nightmare. It depends on who you get to follow up, though, Isaac. Do you think it'd be a nightmare without Feige?
Bro, he's young. He's not leaving. He's like 51. James Gunn's like 61. Bro.
Yeah, but the
Nah,
amount of
he's not
time
gonna
he's
leave.
invested in the MCU, though, I really do think he was. I do think he was grooming in a good way for James Gunn to take over.
I mean, for the Cosmos side, yes, but like that's a whole.
No, I think in general. I think that was going to be. I think that was going to be his person. That wasn't. He wasn't happy when he had to fire Gunn. That was above his head. I think that was Alan Horn, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I was happy to see that the Fantastic Four tickets went on sale today, and they're doing pretty well, especially in the big cities. In my area, though, they are not even close to selling out at all. But I live in an area where people, unless it's an Avengers movie, people don't rush out and buy pre-ticket sales. They wait till like the weekend or two before. So
That always happens.
Oh, great. We're going to have the push Perp back tonight.
Hi, everyone.
I think Superman
I
ticket sales.
did I do a good job today, Perp?
No,
You did a great job, RJ. I'm proud of you.
I think.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think Superman ticket sales next week on the 12th. So
Is everyone on board for getting their Switch 2s?
Oh man, I just heard like horrifying news from my girlfriend.
What?
what?
We did our pre-order from Walmart.
They
It's a
cancel
gamble
it.
now.
I
It's a
heard.
gamble.
I
No, it's a
heard.
I
gamble.
heard they cancel it sometimes.
No, I heard
we haven't
they're
gotten
only.
the notice yet.
I heard they're
haven't
only
heard-
canceling
okay.
ones that are like they weren't prepaid on a credit card or something.
Damn.
Like they were doing on
If they
some other
haven't
method.
given you a notice that's been canceled yet, I think you're okay.
Yeah, good.
Okay. I got mine from Best Buy coming tomorrow. My niece's is coming.
That's why I did GameStop.
Oh yeah, Best Buy. Yeah, Best Buy. Yeah, Best Buy is quick as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
just don't want to risk it.
The only thing I'm getting day one is Mario Kart bundle,
Mhm.
my camera, and my GameCube controller from Nintendo Online, hopefully.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Did
I still have to
anyone
get
interested in
controller.
that? Huh?
I'm
still
getting the camera.
Keep controller because
Are we streaming?
probably I don't know when.
When? Max. When we Mario Kart?
I don't know. I have to figure that out tomorrow. My wife
Okay.
wasn't too happy.
Oh.
She's like, I can't believe you're supporting Nintendo and their abusive practices. And I'm like, well, it's not too much different than PlayStation or Xbox. And then it didn't go well. She's like, I don't even want to play it. I'm like, okay. She's
Wait
taking a
until
hard
she
line
sees
against
it.
Nintendo.
Wait until
No,
sees
she
it.
doesn't care. She could
You
play
don't think so?
She could play the new Pokemon. I got her an OLED.
What if you're
I got-
having a great time in your man cave and she hears it?
She doesn't
And she
care.
hears that, and she hears that Mario Kart.
We play
all those
Mario
beautiful
Party.
noises.
She can get Pokemon on her OLED. It's just going to run better on the Switch too. Like
Matt-
I'm not selling her OLED.
What's
She
up,
has an
doggy?
OLED.
I mean, they
Love
have in on settings on the Switch too. It has a what's it, OLED burn-in, but that's for like the future OLED console they have. So like I guess
But also too, it's to help your screen not have burn-in.
but that's for like
Yeah,
the
Perp,
older
double check
version.
your Walmart order.
LCD doesn't have burn-in like that.
Yeah, Perp, double check your Walmart order tonight because it should start prepping for delivery tonight.
No, yeah, Homer's on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. While you're all here, what did you think of the PlayStation State of Play?
it was decent. I like it.
It was all right. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
They had a lot of cool stuff there.
No, I'm surprised they announced a new Marvel Fighter game.
Yes, that's what I was going to bring
yeah.
up here. I am conflicted.
Wow, here's
I
the-
thought it was gonna be another Marvel versus Capcom. I guess
That's why. Well,
I-
here's
That's
the
coming.
thing.
You know that's coming
Fire?
later.
This could prevent that.
I think
No.
Marvel vs. Capcom died, so this game could happen. Well,
Okay.
here's the other thing too. Did you guys notice who is publishing this game?
Arc Systems.
No, that's the developer. Who's
This
publishing it?
developer.
Who's
Is it
publishing
Capcom?
They did Grand Blue Fantasy, which I love.
No, play the trailer. Look at the very first logo.
Sony.
Versus.
What's PlayStation only? PlayStation
Pause.
Studios.
This is a PS5 exclusive.
Oh man,
PS5
that sucks.
No, this is reigniting the console war for
No, no,
sure.
no,
So
but-
is Street Fighter
But
5.
let me explain real quick. So go to that logo real quick. When I did the live reaction with Meta earlier in the State of Play, Sony announced that for the first time ever, they are developing their own fighter stick. It's going to be a wireless fighter stick. It's going to be state of the art. So we were speculating that Sony wants to develop their own unique fighting games for that stick to like encourage people to buy it. So it seems like they're publishing this.
No, I want this fighter stick. Here's the
That's
fighting
pretty
stick.
cool.
That looks really good.
Yeah, so we were speculating
Wireless.
that Sony.
Wireless.
We were speculating that Sony is doing this
That looks hot.
because they pretty much made this fighter stick to promote their published fighting game, which is this Marvel fighter.
Well, does that mean if it's just Sony, could they have Sony guest characters?
I don't think so. I think they want to keep it strictly to Marvel.
I would be okay with that too, but now that it is developed by Sony, they're doing a Sony. What if they do Sony versus Marvel? Would people get mad? Because the last time we had a Sony fighting
Who from
game
Sony,
was
Joel?
PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah, I just don't think they have the character roster to support that.
Yeah, exactly. Ellie versus.
But I think that's why they're developing this. It's to coincide with the release of that fighter game because the fighting game comes out next year. And guys, it is a big deal that Sony got that as an exclusive. Like they're publishing the game, so they're funding it alongside Marvel Games. So this is a huge collaborative effort for what they're doing. So and nobody knew about this. This isn't a leak. Like this is a genuine surprise.
I was shocked by this. There's also a Marvel beat 'em up too that they've already. Callie, would you stop it?
Kylie,
Get over
you
here.
cool,
Because
man.
Arc System Works, they've been cooking a game for a while. Because Guilty Gear Strive came out a couple years ago.
up here.
They're
Mhm.
Yeah.
highly prolific Japanese.
Well, they did.
developer for
Didn't they
fighting.
do? They did Grand Blue Fantasy versus.
They
I
did
think
Grand
it was
Blue
last year.
Fantasy. They do Guilty Gear. They did the last IP they worked on was Dragon Ball Fighters, Fighter Z. So that was the 2D.
So do you
animated
think
one.
because has Arc System Works? Am I mistaken that they've worked with Capcom on something?
I don't believe they work for Capcom. I could be wrong, but I don't think they have.
So
But this
there's
is
no,
very
no,
Japanese, by the way.
no chance that Arc Systems does the groundwork for Marvel game and then works with Capcom for Marvel vs. Capcom 5.
Yeah, well, they're like Marvel vs. Capcom. They've never done 4v4. It's always been either 2v2 or
That's awesome.
3v3. So this is taking it to the next level.
Someone said that on X that this looks like Marvel Rivals, the fighting game, the style.
Not really. I mean, they're embracing Japanese. Like all the characters are
Yeah.
modeled after like Japanese culture.
So Perp, you think this makes it more likely Marvel vs. Capcom 5? I think it makes
not
it less
necessarily.
likely.
RJ kind of convinced me otherwise. I'm not a
because
I'm
they're
not a game
they're
guy.
copying
Yeah.
like they're taking Marvel vs. Capcom to the next level, where it's like you're doing 4v4 instead of 3v3.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but what honestly
What-
though,
yeah.
RJ, what would you rather see? Marvel vs.
Well,
Capcom 5 or this?
I
think
mean,
this.
both are cool. I mean, I still think Marvel vs. Capcom has the possibility to come back because that crossover element is still appealing. Because this game will just be Marvel characters. This won't have any crossover elements.
Well, we don't
I mean,
know
it
for
looks
sure.
amazing.
Most
It looks
likely,
amazing,
most
but this is
likely.
just Marvel characters.
This is the first
Yeah.
announcement. So there could be Sony characters. I think it's I do agree with you. It's
There's
unlikely.
definitely going to be more characters that are going to roll out.
Well,
later
yeah, for
on.
sure.
Oh, this
For
is gonna
sure,
have a huge
Marvel.
roster. I guarantee it's got a huge roster.
Yeah.
I wish there
For
would have been more
4v4,
new
it
characters,
should,
'cause
right?
We've seen all these characters in a fighting game except for Miss Marvel before.
Yeah, but like, look at the designs of the characters. It's very Japanese.
I'm not
Very
convinced though
I like it.
that the 4v4 is going to be fun.
I could see people like sort of saying it's Marvel rival-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the cell shading style thing.
But I'm not convinced the
I don't know if it's
4v4
cell
is going
shading.
to
I don't know
work
what it is.
great. Like they show at the end for at the
Oh, that
at
looks
the same
great.
time, and they're just like clipping it. The characters are like clipping
The
into
name of the
each
game
other.
is funny too. Tokon Fighting Souls. Like,
Fighting
it's such a Japanese-
Souls.
It's such a Japanese name.
Let's fight in love.
But yeah, they were also talking about it too, to where they said that when they were developing the game, Marvel told them, make this like you would want to, make it super Japanese, make it super Japanese culture based, do it the way you want to, design the characters how you want to. So it's going to be a very Japanese inspired game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you think DC could compete?
Well, that's the
they?
problem. Like DC, Marvel is cooking up
Yeah.
so many games right
That's
now.
a lot of
DC has no
questions.
game out right now. No game
Nothing.
on the horizon either.
Well, I mean, if they do make Injustice 3, that would only help Injustice 3 if there's no Marvel versus
Yeah, that
Capcom
would
5.
help, but like,
How so?
Because there's not another fighting versus other characters versus superhero
But Injustice
game
is
on
doing
the
the
market.
same thing.
Well,
No, Injustice usually has more combat
Injustice has a
characters.
storyline though.
Well,
Like, it
also,
has a story that built
Injustice
in.
more
Yeah.
open to crossovers.
Didn't-
Injustice 2, they had Hellboy and the Teenage
Mhm.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, true. Didn't DC have a versus like Capcom? Who was theirs?
They used to back. It
Which-
was for
which
the
one was
Xbox,
it?
right? For the
I
Xbox?
actually like
It was
Marvel
DC versus who?
or I mean DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
I
Kombat.
like
Yeah,
it
was
better
for
than
It was for
Injustice.
the Xbox and PlayStation 3. Yeah.
I know it didn't have the fatalities, and RJ might say I'm crazy, but I like the mechanics in Mortal Kombat versus DC better than Injustice because it was
That
more
was like
3D
Injustice
movement.
Real quick,
50 bucks
how
now?
how would you guys feel about that if instead of Injustice 3, they announced they're making Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe?
No, that would be good.
They should have done
That'd
that
be
instead of Mortal
great.
Kombat 1.
But
But that would be good. But they're probably just gonna do it.
Warner
like that.
Brothers, which is consistently interfering,
Yeah,
has
so
caused
whatever.
issues with Injustice 3 for years, and now they shortchanged Mortal Kombat 1, which will probably rush Mortal Kombat 3. Although they did announce Mortal Kombat Legacy today, which is just all the Mortal Kombat
The Mortal
classics.
Kombat game pack that probably gonna cost.
Oh, Pilates here because we're talking gaming.
Do they have Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance?
Well,
I mean,
I'm
No.
here because you brought up the whole. People have been asking me, is Injustice going to happen? I'll be honest with you guys. I think it is because there's they. Ed
But
Boon
Taladia,
put out
what if it's Mortal Kombat versus
They can't do
DC?
Mortal Kombat. They can't stop a Mortal Kombat prematurely and then do a third Mortal Kombat game in a row. They can't do
But
it.
it's not Mortal Kombat though. What if it's Mortal Kombat versus DC?
That would be great. I would
no,
love that.
but still, it's DC game in it. It's still technically. It's still a
I
DC game.
actually,
Yeah, but there's nothing to
I
indicate that
actually-
that's coming.
Actually, I wanted instead of Injustice 3,
Go on.
I wanted Mortal Kombat versus the movies. Because if you look at the last Mortal Kombat game since 9, the DLC has all been movie focused. And they have a great relationship with not every movie, they can't get every IP, but I would actually prefer Mortal Kombat versus the movies over Mortal Kombat versus
Mortal
DC.
Kombat
But here's
versus
the
the
thing. Here's the
movies.
problem.
Yeah, look, how many movie DLC do they have?
No,
It's
you're
just
right,
amazing.
but that's
but-
just a
but-
funny
but-
title
but-
for it. Mortal
but
Kombat
the
versus
thing-
Hollywood.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing, Max. You're getting Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, maybe
But
maybe they're amping up. Maybe that's part of a rollout.
No, the only reason why they're doing that, right, is because they need something MK, because they know they're not supporting MK1 anymore. So they needed something to put out there. So they said, okay, we'll just put a legacy collection out there. So that will get people playing the older games and it's online and all of that. They did that with the what's it called, Marvel vs. Capcom collection. It was the same thing. Like they just put something out there because they needed something out there, right? And Injustice, I don't see that game getting released for another year or two, right?
It's
Sure.
No, because the reason why I say that is because they've just finished one game. So I guess they've had two games on the stove at the same time. NetherRealm has. But I don't see the next game getting released maybe
Well,
2026, 2027.
The one good thing about doing Mortal Kombat 1, and I believe there's no proof of this, but just because I follow Ed Boon on Twitter for so many years, he hinted at something else before Mortal Kombat 1. The one good thing about that game existing already is the mechanic of the cameo system where you have another character come in would be perfect for DC characters that they don't want their spines to get ripped out, but they still want them to appear in the game. And I think that's why that mechanic was developed in the first place, is so you can have cameos of characters.
Doesn't the 4v4 like completely make that kind of like It wasn't like a game seller, you know.
No,
Well, that's the
fighting
different
force
games.
system-
But
I think this is the first
Yeah.
time. I think this is the first time a fighting game has done a 4v4.
yeah, because typically fighting games they do tag team battles.
That's what I'm saying. In Mortal Kombat 1, it
two
didn't
or
feel
three.
special. It didn't feel
Three.
special enough. It didn't feel like
Yeah.
different enough, or at least they didn't demonstrate how it's different than any other tag
Mm.
team game.
No, but for Marvel doing a 4v4 video game, I think that is a big step up.
But and I think the big thing that I don't think we should ignore this. PlayStation is publishing and funding this game. Like this is PlayStation saying we want to like get into the fighting game genre in a big way.
But they did this
Yeah.
before with Street Fighter V. That was a
Yeah.
PlayStation exclusive.
I actually liked.
Yeah, they put some money in it, like because that was when Capcom was doing really bad, and PlayStation was like, "We'll give you the money to make Street Fighter V and make it exclusive for like a year."
Right.
I actually liked Street Fighter V. I
Over
might
6?
like it more than 6
Over 6, yeah.
because the characters
Really?
are more like their
The issue with
Dark
Street Fighter
Power.
V is that it released unfinished to where there was no content. It
But
got
the way
better
it
after they
yeah,
updated
it gets good. It's good now.
I feel
But Street
it's
Fighter
what
6 to me is like the pinnacle of like what fighting game should be.
I think it's way more smooth. I thought it was a little laggy, Street Fighter V with the controller.
I'm gonna throw Joe a bone here. This is the first time I like Guy Gardner, this clip. And I said I have been praising the Superman marketing since the beginning of May.
I got
noticed
something
the
to say.
difference before I even play the video. Great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I like the video.
Yeah.
Right? But I think the funny thing is, don't be surprised when they're gonna change the haircut.
They're gonna change Guy Gardner's haircut.
Why?
Because don't be surprised. It's like
But
he
why?
started off
I
with,
will be
because he started off
surprised.
he started off with the haircut
Bowl
he
cut.
has
The
now.
bowl cut.
Yeah, he had that at the beginning, but don't be surprised they change it in over time. Let's say in the next 2-3 years, they say to him, they say that he needs.
Well,
a
yeah, they
haircut.
do that to a lot of heroes. Remember, Captain Marvel changed her haircut between movies.
You don't believe that, Donovan?
I think that's going to be the running
He's
joke. Is
wonderful.
a stupid ass haircut.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
or
funny.
maybe it's going to be like dye beer. Everyone keeps making fun of him for
Yeah.
dyeing his beer, then he stops.
All right.
Donovan,
what if he ends it with a
just wait
mohawk?
until I make videos. That's what I gotta say. Wait until I make videos.
But I actually this behind the scenes actually made me slightly like Guy Gardner, and that hasn't happened till now.
What I think we should do is bleach his sideburns so that he has to walk around in real life with just bleach sideburns.
See, I gotta admit, James Gunn is infectious. Like he would be a blast to hang around. I'm sure that's why he's got his own cult of actors. Like they love him. His crew loves him. But Nathan Fillion's face there, that doesn't even seem like acting. That seems legit shocked face. Okay. Wow, you're stoic, Perp. You don't have anything to say about you see this clip? This doesn't do it for you?
It's fine.
It's fine. It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. I don't
you have
know.
no
It's fine.
commentary to add to this
No,
Guy Gardner
it's
clip
okay.
out. You have to make it more entertaining for the audience.
Well, keep it playing.
No, with
Give
this,
him
it's
something
like
more
it's
to work
behind
with.
the
Anthony,
scenes.
Anthony, you're really quiet. You've got Lois there. Do
You
have
make it
anything to-
entertaining, Max.
Play
It's
the
your
rest.
show.
I
What do you
only-
got?
Rest of the clips, he has more to work with.
I only like the ending of the clip. That's it.
You only like the ending. Okay.
Well,
already seen it.
they actually show something from the movie at the very end. So
Okay.
I can hear you. Really, I'm just making this movie as an excuse to give Nathan a bowl cut.
There you go.
There you go.
Snyder Grows were proven right. He just wanted to make Superman so he could get a dog in a movie, Crypto, and to get Guy Gardner on screen. It's not even
No,
Superman, it's about Guy Gardner.
wrong.
Yes, he just admitted it there. And actually, RJ owes me an apology.
for what?
For what?
All that BS about the other day about I said I don't think it's just a joke. Make it a Crypto series.
But he said
they
they
Crypto series.
He said they were doing crypto shorts like months ago before CCXP. That wasn't a new announcement.
Okay, so how is not Crypto? And I never even thought about Crypto.
He
until
said that they were
they
making a
joked about it.
crypto and Eagly movie.
And you don't. Yeah,
You said
I said he
yes.
was kind of joking, but it's probably going to happen. There's probably going to be a project with them
Okay.
both.
Max, if they release the crypto shorts and Eagly appears
Yes.
as one of them, then
Yes.
I will apologize.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
I
would
want to see it. I
apologize too.
actually really want to see. Listen. This is I'm very conflicted because I really don't care about Super Pets. I didn't care about crypto till I saw the first trailer, and now I do really want to see Eagly and crypto interact because I like Eagly. And then
Max.
Perp's so much of a gun nut. He didn't even. Did you even
I'm
know
going
about
nuts
Eagly?
for this clip. Clearly,
Did you even know about Eagly? Did you watch Peacemaker?
yeah, I like Eagly.
Okay. Wow, so much enthusiasm.
I know this gun nut.
For our next number, got to play a little song I wrote about love. And then they sing without an accent. And then they sing without an accent. Always. Oh, yes. Yeah, much better shape than last time.
Bring it back to book up.
Yeah.
There is no way they're changing this haircut.
Yes, they are. I
No.
think they are.
No.
I think
As a
like-
joke.
Yeah, here's the thing. In the comics, Guy Gardner didn't have this hair for a very long time. So think about it like that.
This is
Max.
Hairgate.
That's all I knew from Guy Gardner was this stupid haircut.
No, but that haircut changed over time. Am I right, RJ? Am I right? Am I wrong?
No, his hair's changed. He's gone from a bowl cut to more like a military crew cut.
Listen, if I know Gunn,
Well, here's
like,
my bet.
know
I bet
Gunn,
you his costume
he
is
is-
going to change in the next
if
movie.
he is going to have the stupidest haircuts for all the characters that's possible, that's close to the comics.
I think
for
every
shits and
hero's
giggles.
costume is going to change.
I
in the
think
next
by
movie.
lanterns, they'll change it.
No, I don't. I
Mhm.
think
his
it's
costume.
His
No,
costume, yes.
Not
I
only
think
his
he's gonna have
costume,
this-
but
No, his costume is going to change. His,
keep in
his
mind
bowl
this
cut
is a-
might change because they might want to have different actors,
This is-
different characters react to his bowl cut. They're going to want the lanterns to react to his bowl cut. Not just
Yeah.
they're going to want everyone to react to his bowl
Keep
cut.
in mind this is a wig.
Have a joke about the bowl cut.
And it's already yeah.
Hey,
And
that's
there's
that
a-
bowl cut lantern
There's
guy.
a joke from the line where Lois is making fun of him, which also made me like. I like it when people make fun of Guy Gardner.
Yeah, but but the way I see it, Max, is that by the time Lanterns comes out, they react to it, and then Guy Gardner will be like, "I have to change the haircut." People are laughing at me.
I'm
So
not
he'll
getting
change it.
this cut.
I
What
think
is this icon of a Zack
Zaddy-
Cyberman
Zaddy's-
crying? Zaddy's home and he's crying on the internet? Wow.
I don't know who
you
that
need-
is.
leave the Snyder Bros alone. You're already winning.
All right, show the rest of the clip, Max.
Yeah, show the rest of
What
it.
And
are you
how are
talking
you
about?
on
This movie's
timing,
gonna
RJ?
bomb.
I don't know why you were there and have to go back again. This is, all right.
That haircut should be against your vows.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Haircut
real
against
clip
your
from the
vows.
movie.
I love it. And then I also saw a clip of Christopher Reeves and Margot Kidder. I forgot that she tried to jump off balconies and stuff just so Superman would reveal
So we
himself.
Get attention. Yeah,
It's known
that's
as the
funny.
Bella Strat.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise looked better in a bowl cut.
I don't know about that. But
I don't know who that is.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I will be back in a little bit, but I will see you guys shortly.
Don't come back without a
Oh,
switch.
no.
Are you going to chainsaw?
Bro, Switch, bro.
No,
We'll
I'm
be
going-
over by the time it happens.
I'm gonna be at GameStop, and I'll be
Oh,
on
you're
camera.
getting switched too.
Yes, I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
GameStop is open until midnight. Damn.
That's exciting. That's like classic console launches. That's why everyone's so excited about the Switch 2.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Wow. I got a message from thanks, Zito. Why don't you like the stream or show up in the chat? He's saying that the bowl cut has existed for years, and he's talking about EVS. But you won't even appear in my chat. Thanks a lot, bro.
So
Okay.
but yeah, so this clip, Lois will be the starting point of where he's gonna decide to change it.
Mhm.
It won't be James Gunn's decision. I think it'll be the Lantern show that will inevitably for him to change the haircut from bowl cut to a buzz cut, basically, right?
Okay. I can't believe we're talking about his haircut this long. Perp is waiting to talk about Kathy Kennedy, and we're talking about a bowl cut.
Gate cut.
Wait. Before you talk about casting, I gotta mention this, right, Max? I did see a reaction to some gaming stuff. I still think you need to make, if you need a thumbnail artist to do your work, I'll do it for you.
Are you free?
Am I free? You just got to send me a picture of you. That's it, and I can do I can do all the rest.
Well, thanks for offering, Taladia. For my reaction,
nice of
I
you,
just
Taladia.
it is very nice of you. I pretty much just upload the automated thumbnail just for fun. I do reactions for fun now. Yeah, to grow the channel too. But all right, let's see. I really like this where she's giving him hell. I hope she really is. I really like when Lois is mean.
That what? That what should be what?
What I think we should do is bleach his sideburn.
Okay. So that
What
made
you
me
do, what?
that made me like Guy Gardner for once.
Okay.
So Anthony, Taladia, Perp. Do you want to say your issue? Let me just give some context to the viewers, okay?
Mm-hmm.
My concerns with what Kathy Kennedy was doing, beyond my own personal preference of where Star Wars was going, was that we inevitably would end up with people losing their jobs. Now, is it just Lucasfilm being impacted? No, it's not. The whole industry is suffering right now, especially streaming. But I put a lot of criticism at the feet of a lot of these executives that aren't righting the ships, making bad management for these streaming services, and making if you would go back, one of the points I made in my video, and it was very authentic. I wasn't trying to be disingenuous like Joe called me disingenuous. He says I'm out, and I haven't heard from Joe. I got to contact Joe. I love Joe, but if you would have told me that the only place that you could get new Star Wars in 2025 was on Disney Plus, and it wasn't a success, I would have no, you're full of shit. Back in the 90s, the only place you could get new Star Wars, you can't get into theater yet until they come back to the theater. And it's still, and I love the Acolyte. Skeleton Crew was okay. I watched it. I support it. Andor I haven't finished yet, and I actually do now have a current Disney Plus subscription. But I do feel like we are getting to the point where these executives should be criticized more, and the people that are suffering are the ones with student loans, the bottom of the totem pole. And I do feel like it's not just good enough to have Star Wars on Disney Plus, because you're getting a fraction of the shows, and then we're fighting to get Star Wars back in the theaters again. And I do feel like it's because she won't. I was wrong and incorrect about Kathy Kennedy. The people were right. She is going to leave when she is ready. She's going to leave when she's ready. But I think it's been.
Why wouldn't she?
But it's going to be at the detriment of the IP. Whereas, and I'm going to compare this to the Snyderverse and the DC. You'll see where I'm going with this, Perp, and then we'll get your response, okay?
That was just all over the place.
It was all over the place because I'm very emotional.
So I don't know how I can respond to that.
Well, you
Just
try.
no?
Okay. Well, listen to this part, okay? Whereas I wanted the Snyderverse to continue, and where I wanted certain characters to continue from the last version of DC, I think James Gunn is going to succeed because there's some freshness and some energy in DC now, and Superman. I think the Superman's going to do really well. I think these new projects are going to do really well because I think people are ready for just a fresh DC and not all this baggage. I don't feel like you're getting that with Star Wars because she's still hanging around. She's going to be an executive producer on all these things. Whereas I think there was an opportunity for freshness. Thing. It's not a personal thing.
It is.
No, it's not. I am the most.
You just said there's no freshness because she's still hanging around.
It is because of the failures that have happened under
what failures?
Presidency.
You like the product.
If
you like the product, Max, if you like the product, what can she do different?
Confidence. There's
okay, no. Answer my question. If you like the product itself, what can she do different?
I think she needs to do better marketing.
Okay.
And with her, personally didn't have any issues with what people said on the press tour, but
Okay.
I do feel like it was.
Don't. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about
Yes.
you. That's why your critique feels hollow because you don't even.
No,
it doesn't feel.
some of the other announcements that didn't fall through before.
That's fine. She's
The
worked on that,
problems
right?
with the troubled production of Rey has been an issue.
Okay.
I know people were saying it's justified because
You
even Daisy
personally
Ridley-
asked for a Star Wars movie to come out, and there's one coming out, right? The Mandalorian one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Finally.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
But
because
feel-
it could have been she took a break because people weren't happy with the stories. And she's acknowledging that and making sure. And that's why productions are falling apart because she's making sure that it's going to be a good movie, which is what you're asking for, which is what you've been asking for.
I hope so.
So what can she?
I feel like we could have been a better. My personal opinion is we could have had the enthusiasm and more people on board, more consumers back to Star Wars if it would be a fresh start like we're getting with DC.
I think that could be your fault.
Okay.
Because you like the product, but you haven't been enthusiastic about it because you're just going with the crowd of what everyone said. They don't like it, so you're just going with what they're saying.
I was very enthusiastic about Acolyte. I've been asking for Acolyte continuation all through the
You've
watching.
been
I was
more critical of Kathleen Kennedy when she's produced stuff that you've liked than she hasn't.
So
we still only got like a fraction of the projects talked about. Honestly,
so I want to put this in, right? I want to say this as well because I know Pep is also. I also feel, Max, you can't compare the Snyderverse to Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars.
These are movie universes. Yes, you can.
No, not
there's
really,
the Star
Max.
Wars universe. There's the DC universe. There's the Marvel universe. There's the Monster universe. You absolutely can't compare them.
Something you can compare it to is maybe the MCU, but the DCEU though,
and the MonsterVerse that failed with Tom Cruise when people didn't like Tom Cruise. Everyone loves Tom Cruise again. When he did the Mummy, people didn't like him.
But Max, you're not understanding what I'm saying. The DCEU didn't have like a head that was there from the start to end. Kathleen Kennedy has been there from start to end, right? When she took over, when Disney bought Lucasfilm, from start to finish, she was there.
Yes,
but where was? So you're saying
she should have been replaced already.
No, but you're saying comparing it to Snyder.
She's dragging down the IP, even though she's had some recent successes. I feel like she's dragging down the IP.
No, but I don't.
Don't you think when the movies came out, the prequels, weren't they hated?
Yeah,
and weren't people saying he's dragging down the IP? It's like the same thing.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Yeah, it was the same thing when the.
I'll be honest with you. I wasn't active online when the prequels came out. I really wasn't. So I knew people made fun of the Phantom Menace, but I didn't know they hated.
Watch this documentary. There's a documentary out there called "The People versus George Lucas."
Right. I do know that exists, and I do know about the Plinkett reviews. Eventually, they, but like while it was happening, I thought, to me personally, by the time I started being active online, I felt more like it was like in retrospect, people hate it now. But I did not personally I saw the Phantom Menace like 10 times in the theater. I loved it. So I believe that's accurate, honestly. I'm comparing movie universes.
But Max,
comparing movie universes, which is fair to do.
No.
Yes, I understand, Taladia. DC, they've had the change of leadership multiple times. And I think, and they've tried to get it back on track every which direction. And even though I would have liked a continuation of the last version, especially the Snyderverse, I would even be okay with the Hamadaverse continuing, honestly, at some point. But now that I feel the freshness of the James Gunn, even though he's not including some stuff I wanted to see, it feels fresh and new and exciting,
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is people love to hate what they don't understand, right? You heard that quotation before?
What do you mean? What don't I understand about Star Wars? I've been a follower.
People love to hate what they don't understand.
Yeah.
So they like to hate on things but they don't understand. They don't understand like how long to produce a film. You know, sometimes things fall through.
Well, listen, I want to clarify to Isaac. I boycotted Star Wars in the past with The Rise of Skywalker and Solo, but now if there's a new Star Wars movie, I'm going to see it day one.
Go on, Pep.
I'm going to see it, and I'm going to support on Disney Plus if I can. Yes.
I don't think you understand Kathleen Kennedy's job could be the thing. Is like what you fail to understand is why you're always blaming her. And even though you like the product. So it's like, I don't even know why you're like complaining.
I've hung on every single word for every single announcement for someone that's done that through the years.
Like people treat like Kathleen Kennedy some manager at a fast food joint. Like she needs to be out of here. Like she's the CEO of LucasArts.
If the DC president announced a bunch of projects and half of them fall through, I would be doing the same thing. I am respecting Kathy as the president of Lucasfilm and criticizing her just like I would criticize any president of any movie
That's
universe.
fine, but that seems to have stopped happening in the last like 2 years.
Debatable. No, the first one that's on track really
for
is
moving
the
all the shows.
Sean Levy. The Rey movie is still an issue. The shows, I'll be fair. Most of the I haven't heard of any announced shows that haven't happened recently. Movies, yes. Movies, yes.
What's a recent movie that hasn't happened recently in the last 2 years?
The Rey movie had a lot of push
still,
behind it.
It's still happening so far.
I doubt
one movie.
I doubt that it's still happening right now.
Okay.
Even though they said they got a new writer, that's an easy band-aid to throw out there to the people asking about it.
Okay.
And honestly, in development hell, the Flash had how many writers over and over and over again. And I criticize that too.
The last 2 years,
It's
everyone's
been like
mentioning
three.
stuff.
It's been like
Lando,
3
the last 2 years, that was 2018. Rogue Squadron.
Lando, yeah, was
older,
also,
this is all older stuff.
Lando fell through.
They all fell through.
Rogue Squadron, Taika Waititi.
That wasn't in the last 2 years.
I know. No, you're right. The last 2 years, the majority was Rey.
She's gone. She's met your critiques, is what I'm saying, chat, because that hasn't been a problem in the last 2 years. There's one movie that she's actively developing.
Okay. Well, now their difference is Andor was a success, although it should never have been made, even though I love it that it exists. It really, honestly, financially should not have been made. And ultimately, I think this is why other stuff is going to get... Listen, Perp, in any other scenario, on any other streamer, season 1 would not justify season 2, the numbers. I am happy it exists. I love that it exists. It's probably an evergreen product that makes the Star Wars universe
I don't
stronger.
think you could make that decision because you're unaware of other things that make Andor could be profitable for Disney. What if for some reason their merchandise for just
I think
Rebel merchandise their merchandise went up
Mm-hmm.
just on Rebel like stuff, and it's like you don't know where other places they get the money from.
Max, merchandise is key.
That's why your opinion on and from my opinion, reading the things like they did it. Like you don't.
I don't
probably have the money to do it.
I don't know everything about the IP about Andor, but I do know there hasn't been a lot of action figures for that specific series. And I do know season 1 underperformed with the numbers. I'm happy Andor season 2 happened. And I think overall the reception for season 2 is stronger than season 1.
Yeah. What if they made a calculated gamble to, hey, this is going to be an award thing that we need to pass through because we want to get some awards for Star Wars?
Well, one thing I could think is if they didn't do Andor season 2 would be leave a gaping hole of the story of Rogue One, of like Andor season 1 and Rogue One and New Hope, whereas it would leave like all these new unanswered things that it would just leave real. If they left that, I would be kind of annoyed too, because it just we'll give you a comic or a book in between to fill in the blanks. You know, they set this story up and then to just leave it there would have been a really disaster. But financially, my opinion is it really didn't justify itself, but I'm so happy they actually did it. I'm so happy they actually did it.
No, but Max,
it's not weird. It's not weird.
What do you expect Kathleen Kennedy to do with that information? Let's say she's listening. What do you expect her to do with that information? I liked it, but it shouldn't have been made. Like what CEO does with that information? Like
I think it's more brutal now with the layoffs of potential other projects. We're just getting Ahsoka season 2. Really, is the only thing I know of Disney Star Wars on Disney Plus right now.
Well, we're getting the Darth Maul animated show. What about that?
We are getting that, yeah. Darth Maul animated.
Yeah.
Which
but
I
you
think
also
the
got to
budget should be
remember. You also got to remember, Max, merchandise like toys, shirts, pillows, whatever it is, they sell like hotcakes.
Yes, not for Andor.
Well,
I mean, that's my opinion. That's my opinion based on the stuff I've seen.
No, but
I've seen,
but
I've
not
seen
for
the whole-
Andor. But Andor is linked to the Rebel Alliance. It's a link to A New Hope.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it could.
It's important to finish
branch
the story.
off. No, I'm saying you could branch off the merchandise in that sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. What Pep said.
And I still have Disney Plus, and I haven't canceled it because I got to finish Andor and Daredevil. I just finished Last of Us first, so that's my next. Here's the lineup: Andor, Daredevil, and then
He
Challengers.
doesn't, Samuel. How can Max be right if he doesn't have the financials, which is what you need to have a business?
I mean, as
then?
much as I don't.
That's
I
when
don't
you guys
have-
are crazy when you're
I
like saying
don't-
stuff
I
like that. Like,
don't
you don't have
have-
the numbers.
no,
so
I
how
don't
can you
have-
say he's
I'm
right in a
basing
business
my-
sense?
I'm
You don't know the
basing-
business.
I'm basing my opinion just on Disney Plus subscriptions
That's
of
not a
movie
business
math
sense.
of movie math
talking
with
to
Grace Randolph of
But she's
of
not
the
reliable,
streaming
Max.
shows entering the Nielsen numbers
Randall,
about
she doesn't
of merch
understand-
I've seen, and then
doesn't
about
understand.
Kathy Kennedy's job. All I need to know, I don't know everything she does. I do know she handles IP and licensing and projects and producing and getting projects together and getting talent and working with the story group. And as far as I'm able to see as a consumer, that part has been a disaster compared to other movie universes. Yes, in comparison to other movie universes. The only one that was more disastrous than Lucasfilm was the Monsterverse.
How many
with
other
Universal
universes
Monsters.
are there? And like
I
you're gonna-
just did
it's just
MCU.
Conjuring
MC
doesn't even. They don't even talk to each other. It's like
I
separate
don't follow.
movies.
I can't comment on the horror franchises yet because I'm new to horror, so I don't know
Yeah.
those universes.
How
So
many
the
have
universes-
failed though?
I'm just trying to answer to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Star Wars,
Mm-hmm.
MCU,
Mm-hmm.
DC, the Monsterverse with King Kong and
Harry
Godzilla. And
Potter.
that's actually
Even-
the most.
even
That's
Harry
actually the
Potter-
most.
Even Harry Potter failed with the new ones. Like,
Okay,
that's how these
that's
universes
fair.
are tough.
That's fair. I didn't think about that one. Yes, Harry Potter. Even though I supported it, the new one, the beasts, whatever, that was not a success. And then the one that was the most disastrous was the Universal Monsters with like
Yeah.
Russell Crowe and Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise couldn't even put together.
They were
obviously hard.
They were Javier
And
Bardem.
Star Wars is the one that keeps
RJ
on
is back.
trucking.
Oh no, RJ! I hope everything's going well.
Yeah, we're good.
There was apparently a train.
Okay.
You got it?
680 million for 2
Oh,
seasons
you'll
is
get it for
insane.
like
Oh,
another
please.
hour.
It's Star Wars.
Bro,
Tell everyone in line.
It'd be 800.
Subscribe to
not
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Tell them to subscribe to
It should
Piladia
be
Play.
800. It's Star Wars, Samuel. Shut up.
It's not 680 million. That's just nothing. Like, bro,
Can
it's
we,
really
RJ,
not.
while you're in
Of Star
line,
Wars.
HBO spent $300 million on.
You guys
Game
are
of
so
Thrones
ungrateful.
alone.
Like, they actually put decent
Like,
money
bro.
behind a Star Wars show. And it's
No, I'm
good, and
happy.
look
I'm
at you.
happy.
No,
No,
you're not.
I'm-
You said it shouldn't have been made.
Yeah.
I said financially it doesn't succeed. I don't think like creatively it shouldn't be made. It really makes
Creatively,
the
what are you
universe
talking
stronger.
about?
I'm saying on any other platform, and this is an anomaly. Andor season 2 on any other platform, this show wouldn't
If The
get made. which is-
Godfather bombed, should it not have been made?
you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No.
You're framing it a different way.
Yeah.
Personally, I want it to be made. Personally, I think that makes the universe
Okay.
stronger. I'm saying on any other stream like HBO, if they got the numbers for Andor season 1, I don't think so. Regardless, that it was made is one of the greatest things in Star Wars history and entertainment history that this show exists.
Like Godfather.
Yeah,
but
that this
it bombed.
show exists, and I hope
I
eventually
think the weekend that The Godfather came out, I think it lost the first weekend to Attack of the Jellyfish people.
Mhm.
not a joke.
So I
Should the
love.
producer not have made that movie.
I love that it
Top Dollar?
exists. I do think that they're going to overreact and be more brutal on new Star Wars projects, though. About this, and then unfortunately, we're also getting Ironheart, which I am going to support Ironheart when that comes out. I really want it to be good. I'm not expecting much though. There's some Disney Plus shows that are really looking brutal. They're not going to really move the needle forward at all. I don't
doesn't
think
really
so.
matter. There's a reason why they put it out 3 episodes.
It does.
3 episodes next
It
week.
does
Who the
matter,
fuck
Anthony.
cares? It does not matter. It was shit that happens 3 years ago. It was supposed to come out, and that's
It does matter to Bob Iger and shareholders.
Bro, it doesn't matter.
Yes,
it is
it
what
does.
it is. At least they put it out. At least they're not doing like Warner Brothers do and do a tax
Again,
write-off
you're
for no
treating
reason.
You're treating her like she's the manager. It matters to Bob Iger.
Bro,
Hey,
at least
you're treating her like a manager of freaking
No,
fast food
for
joint.
these young
You all
people
are.
in the
and put it in the tax. At least it's not Warner Brothers where they put Scooby, a done animated movie, in tax write-off.
Okay,
Same thing they were gonna do with John Cena whatever. The
Anthony-
Coyote movie.
Yeah,
bro,
Samuel, you don't
come
think they
on,
know
I'm
that?
sorry, bro.
Like, you guys
At
are
least
just
they're
so
not doing no
redundant.
tax write-off bullshit like WB. That's disrespectful to the crew and people that make stuff. I don't know.
Isaac, I love you, bro. I don't know what I want everything to succeed. I'm happy and/or exists. I am.
So what are you critical of Kathleen?
I
Kennedy?
think
If you want-
we
like,
could
if
get
it's good?
I think we could get a better start if someone else would
You
just
know,
take charge.
No.
She didn't get an extension.
Where are you getting
She
that
didn't-
from?
My opinion. That's it.
But where are you getting your opinion from?
Ask if GTA 6 is coming.
Based on following Lucasfilm and Star Wars and all the projects that fell through,
Like
and
over
then
2 years ago.
and the consumer confidence
And they have a
that's
movie
lost
coming
with a
out.
lot of people. It's lost with a lot of people. I don't feel hype about this next Star Wars movie yet. I don't. I
There's
know
no
the
teaser or trailer.
I
Why
know.
would you?
I know.
Teaser, you
I'm
probably
just-
get one December when
Why would you?
Episode
There's
3
no
comes out.
teaser trailer. Why
I
would you
don't
feel
feel
hype? You didn't feel
enthusiasm.
any hype
Teaser
for
December,
Superman.
buddy.
You didn't feel any of the marketing until the marketing actually hits. Why would you?
You're right.
like,
You're
come
right.
on.
And I that's fair. I don't feel any enthusiasm for Star Wars except for the reception of Andor right now. That was the best positive thing about Star Wars right now.
And you haven't finished it.
I'm going to I finished Last of Us first because I wanted to see
Sure.
what that was about.
Did you like it?
And Last of Us,
Mhm.
I'm really mixed on
Mm.
because
Yeah, I've heard mixed things.
I'll give spoiler warnings because I am not upset because what people were upset about the game because they like a certain character that they can no longer play as or view as, I'm upset, and this is again spoiler warning, that I like revenge movies like John Wick and stuff.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, I really didn't like just a revenge story for the character to go on. And I'm starting to not like Abby, or what's her name? Is it Abby?
Abby's the one that killed.
No.
characters.
What's
Bella?
the Bella? Yeah.
Oh,
Who started to
She's
work-
getting
is-
bullied online. I don't even like talking about
No,
it.
no, no. I don't like.
can't even
She's
say
doing an
anything.
amazing.
I don't know.
She's doing an amazing job acting. I'm saying, as the character decisions, the story, where they're taking Abby. I don't like. I would have preferred to see a post-apocalyptic world in the group that she's in get tighter. And instead of just a revenge story that's also jumping around in time, I'm still going to watch it. But even the next season is jumping to a different character and doing going back in time. So
yeah, they're doing the second half of the Last of Us Part 2 video game.
what's not an effing opinion? Isaac, let me know what's not an effing opinion.
It's cute. Y'all think that movie's getting what movie?
But I do. But
what
that's
movie are you talking
that's
about?
the
Where
next
you at?
thing.
That's it.
Bro, are you
Hey, this
mad
is the
at
Wendy's?
Ray? What movie are you talking about?
I think he might be talking about the Ray movies. Like,
Bro,
I
It's
hope the
made or
Ray.
not.
Listen, I hope the Ray movie. I really like the characters in the sequel trilogy. I just didn't like the story, and I didn't like what they did with Luke at first. And now I'm just like, whatever. I just want to see. I want to see the characters from the sequel trilogy done right. I think with enough time. I hope it gets made. I really do. But let's. The main topic I also had here is why I feel Dave Filoni is the only one that can replace her. Because
no
Perp, There's a reason THR is coming out with this right now, a day after they talk about Disney layoffs, is because she did not get an extension, and she said she's going to stick around, but it's because of her relationship with Dave Filoni. They both were at Lucasfilm before Disney bought them, and she works well with them. And the other thing that I actually think Grace Randolph was right when she reported a long time ago as a scooper that no one else wants to take the job. And I do feel like that could be accurate. People in the industry, because she is so well connected. Would you want to follow up Kathy Kennedy when she's producer name on everything? And she kind of is going to stick around. I don't see a lot of people breaking down the door to take up this position, especially where the fandom is right now.
Because it's not happening.
No, look at DC. Not everyone wanted to take off DC before they went to James. James Gunn was not the first choice. Do you know that?
Sure.
And when there's a divided,
I'm sure they met with a lot of people.
No, when there's a divided fandom, and when there's an IP that's got this much baggage, there's not a lot of takers. And I do feel like even though people don't like even though people don't like you, so you think someone that would be a good position.
You ever heard of the "I could fix her" meme?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. Every producer would be drooling at the.
Okay, so you think that's inaccurate? Potential.
I could fix her. Yeah, everyone has that. Yeah.
And inaccurate reporting
in
that
Hollywood,
people would be banging
with
down
that
the
franchise,
door to
that IP.
Star Wars.
Yep, everyone would want it.
I absolutely 1000% disagree with the baggage and where Kathy is still going to be around as producer with all these announced projects.
No,
that half of them didn't happen, and she is going to be producer credit on all of them.
You guys have no idea what you're talking about. That's hilarious.
So
no one really is sought after. Literally, the Deadpool and Wolverine, the biggest movie of like last year, one of the biggest movies of last year, got a Star Wars movie right after. Like,
so just for example, the Rey movie. Say she did not get a contract extension, Kathy, this time. Okay, so she sticks around. Dave Filoni takes over. She's still going to have producer credit on the Rey movie if someone else took over. I think the best case scenario is that Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck take over and she gets to be producer. But if someone came in fresh and that Rey movie is hanging out in the ether, I don't think people would be knocking down the door to take over Star Wars. I don't think so. Okay. And if you fail after her,
silly. That's silly because there's always going to be a want to fix it if there's something wrong with it.
All right. I disagree. All right. Okay. Wait, what do you think about this? Is what's being reported though in THR that Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck? Are you happy with that? Dave Filoni. I don't know if you know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I know who Dave Filoni is, and that's the reason why I think a lot of the nerd sites are picking him is because they know a name. He's a name.
No. As a fan of Kathy Kennedy, maybe you would like Dave Filoni because he works well with Kathy.
As a fan of Kathy,
they've worked together for years. They both worked at Lucasfilm.
A good majority of her movies.
And he is directing the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
No, that's David.
He also did you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated series? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah,
he was involved in that before he went to Lucasfilm and Clone Wars.
Cool.
So I'm just.
But the quality isn't a thing though.
But people absolutely.
You got no. But your metric is look, it's good. But it needs to be marketing. Marketing seems to be the problem, right? And it seems to be how to get people on board, right? So they're probably going to have to pick someone that's good.
Marketing, quality,
the quality is good.
Execution on ideas.
You've liked the quality. Quality hasn't been a problem in your opinion.
Consumer confidence with
okay, so they're going to pick some marketing like poll guy.
Consumer confidence, yes, and then the slate announcements, half the projects fall through, and I think most Star Wars fans
that's what they need apparently.
I think most Star Wars fans can agree on that.
Okay.
Anthony,
they're going to pick a marketing chat, not Dave Filoni.
The Rey movie was announced before Mandalorian and Grogu and the Sean Levy movie, and it's not anywhere progress yet except getting a new writer.
Mm-hmm.
Taladia, Anthony, can you comment on Star Wars? Like, what's your thoughts about Dave Filoni, Carrie Beck being likely the replacements for or to work with Kathy as she stays producer?
It's the easiest shows. I mean, it's the easier one to pick, I guess, because they work there. It's been thrown out for the last 3.5 years of Dave being the guy to take over and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know about the other girl. I mean, no, she works there. She's there, I think, with Dave and other stuff, I believe. So, like,
I've heard her name before, but I think she's worked on some of the shows.
Yeah, so like I guess that's who they want. They want her and Dave together, I guess. But this has been thrown out. I believe it until I see her, like until she get replaced. And they replace him with somebody, whether it's somebody inside the company or outside the company. I'll be fine either way. I mean, Dave. I mean, he's okay. I don't hate him or anything. I think he's doing fine and doing his own universe. But I don't know if he would allow other people do other stuff and the stuff.
Well, yeah, that's one thing that
like he's doing his own.
We can't hear you, Perp. We can't hear you.
He's doing his own universe. I don't know if he would.
Let me answer Pop's question. That's what these guys are sort of realizing, and then they're blaming Kathleen for it. That's what it is. It's like I think people are outgrowing Star Wars and stuff, and there's it's just not hitting the same, and they're getting mad at Kathy for it.
I disagree. I think if DC
just a theory.
No, that's fine. I think if DC announced as many projects that didn't happen, I would be frustrated with DC and lose confidence too. And I think that's a lot. I believe that's where a lot of people are. Well, if you've been following every little word,
You're not doing that. You're only doing specific movie companies. I'm sure if you were following Paramount and the amount of like green lights and this stuff and all, if like
I
you
will
would
admit
see every company's doing.
I think more recently, besides the projects like Rogue Squadron and then the Rey movie, the most recent, is she has had more successes than failures recently. I will admit that.
Okay.
But I don't think the general audiences know that or think the same too. So I just think it would be more exciting to get fresh.
Sounds like a marketing strategy. It needs to be.
No, the marketing, I had nothing wrong with what people said on the marketing tour, but other people do. And it did not help the shows get viewership.
The new CEO is going to be a commercial person. Watch. That's
Well,
how
the
David
one
Zaslav got.
Can I
him.
say my biggest concern about Filoni is like James Gunn, which James Gunn, I'm very happy to hear about Supergirl and Teen Titans because he has having someone else write and direct those, and I can't wait to see the quality of those. Dave Filoni is not a known entity on getting someone else to do the work. I like what he does where he directs it himself. Mm-hmm. So that would be the biggest concern I have. If he does
but also like I don't know if he would allow somebody in to do his own stuff. Like
that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, that's the number one thing. Like how they got I forgot the end of the director Tony Gilroy and stuff like that. Like I don't like to do his Star Wars project and his Endo stuff. Like I don't know if they even allowed. That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't want like. I don't know if they would do that, and I want other people in the Star Wars.
Well, let's highlight CGH Entertainment Plus member for 12 months free super chat. Let me see. Why the hell do we need another Star Wars, and why would anyone want to make one given the nightmare toxicity of its fans? I think that's the majority of fandoms right now, and there's a lot of money to be made in all these IP. Honestly,
that's my I think I could fix it argument.
I don't think there's a lot of creatives that think what you're saying. I don't think a lot of people would want to do that. I think that's why you did get James Gunn.
They got Sean Levy.
Yes, that was one of the best things Kathy's done recently. No, that is. He's very hot. He's very hot.
They just released a show that's under award contention under Star Wars.
Andor. Yes.
It's like, so why are we being critical right now? Do you think right now is the time to be critical?
When there's layoffs,
I'm not critical, so.
But it wasn't LucasArts. It wasn't LucasArts.
It
wasn't LucasArts. It wasn't LucasArts.
It's Disney.
It wasn't LucasArts. It wasn't
LucasArts is a video game. company.
It
I
wasn't
mean, yeah, well,
Lucasfilms or whatever.
It was Disney company themselves.
It was
They didn't say no
Disney
other company.
Plus.
It wasn't
Oh,
Lucasfilms.
it was
No,
Disney.
bro.
She's doing her part. She kept
Yeah.
them all safe over there, and you're critiquing
Yeah,
her
like,
for Disney
there's
when she kept her
Disney
people
Plus
safe
is a whole
from
different-
layoffs.
Did she keep her people safe? I don't
It
hear
wasn't.
about
It wasn't
a new skeleton
Lucasfilms.
crew or
I heard a
acolyte.
rumor that it was just all the Fox people from the merger.
Okay.
It was.
Okay.
That's what I
will
heard.
Look into, I will look
Yeah.
into that. I
So I
said to
can
be
say-
fair, this is happening industry wide. I would say
Yeah.
that.
WB
This
just
is
did it.
this
just
is
did
something
it.
that I'm very
WB
happy
just did
about
a
the
layoff
news.
today.
I
And
am
there's
very
no
happy
one
about the
talking about
news
it.
that Zaslav wanted a raise and the investors said
Yeah,
no.
I heard it's the marketing TV, the Fox people, and it's like because they're double staffed. So,
Yeah, like, and also like WB just.
so
did a
how's
layoff
again?
today,
She's
yeah.
doing her job, and you guys are being like now's when you're being
I'm not
critical,
critical.
and you're
I didn't
mentioning
say
all the
one
shit she
thing.
did
I
3
don't
years
care
ago.
about
It's like
layoff.
okay,
Well,
it's like
I mean,
come on, man.
yeah, exactly. Like Pep is
DC
right, like-
has, MCU has pop culture, counterculture.
No, but
Every
Max,
fandom
but
has
Max,
video game
you're
fans.
talking, but
Yeah.
Max, you're talking about something that happened before 2020, right? We're talking like what Purp is saying is talking about the here and now, right? She's producing.
If you rate her in isolation only in the last 2 years,
And that's
I
what
would
we
still
need to
say.
be
I would
going
still
for.
say. I would still say the Ray movie was announced before these other.
It was
projects,
announced
and-
too early.
and
That's not happening again.
And that is a significant failure because it was
When
based
was
on
that?
the sequel
When was it
trilogy.
announced?
Because she got a new fan base with the sequel trilogy that are just waiting for that to happen.
In
you know.
anticipation, that's a good thing.
am I right? Am I
But
wrong,
CJH
though?
says
Yeah, no,
you're
you're
getting
right,
your straight
Claudia.
white dude
You're right,
Star Wars
Claudia.
with Ryan Gosling movie. Relax. Okay,
Not some-
I hope it's good. I hope I don't know about the Mandalorian.
lying.
What if it's bad? What if it's bad, but it makes money? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
If
I'd
it
be
makes
shocked
money,
if
it
is.
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter exactly.
Right?
I mean,
if it makes money, it doesn't matter.
if the movie is on a budget of 180,
You're gonna fire,
it's-
and
yeah, I mean,
everyone
if it
wants to
makes
fire
if
Kathleen.
it makes 800 million, 900, that would be. That would
I
be-
see
that
every
would be a
fandom
success
doing
for
this.
Star
I'm not
Wars.
excusing fandoms. I don't know any fandom that doesn't except horror. I've seen
the best.
the horror.
Horror fans
I've seen
are like
And
video
Batgirl
game
fans.
Horror fans are easy to go to in that
And
community.
Batgirl fans are so tame.
Video game
They're
fans.
so docile.
Yeah, video game fans could be
Marvel.
toxic if
Marvel's
you
been pretty toxic too. It's just they've had more wins than misses lately, but they've been getting pretty toxic as well.
At least they're honest about their losses.
Yeah, pop
Yeah.
culture. You're right. Snyder Bros. Don't count, Max.
Snyder's not a
It's
franchise.
not really a franchise. It's just,
Are you sure?
How's it? I'm not saying the Sean Levy. The Sean Levy is a get. I could care. I'm not a huge Ryan Gosling fan. I just the Sean Levy. He's coming off of. Isn't he coming off of Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
That's a big success for Disney. That's a big get, and that's what he picked to do after Deadpool and Wolverine. He could have done anything. So
I mean,
let's actually look at. We could cover some other topics unless you want me to.
I do have other topics, by the way. So,
Perp, did you have anything else you wanted to push back on me on? I understand now. You're saying if you're going to criticize her, this is the worst time because she's had recent successes, and I recognize Andor, and we're finally getting a movie filmed with Mandalorian Grogu and the
Yeah, they
Sean
showed a
Levy
teaser,
are actually
people
being
liked it.
filmed. Are actually being filmed and going to be in theaters.
Yeah,
So
well,
that should be
September.
that should be applauded, and I hope they're good. I hope they're good. Yes.
Thank you, Max.
I would still say the Ray movie is a big whiff and it's a layup because it's
Until
perfect
it's out.
time. It's perfect time.
If
And
it comes out.
I think there is a big fan base, not as big overall as all Star Wars fans, but there's a lot there that love Ray. They want to see Finn come back too and have some type of redemption. Even fans that love the sequel trilogy want better for Finn. There's a lot of opportunity there that's just waiting on the table. But Perp, your interpretation is she wants to get it right.
Yeah, that's what everyone's telling her to do. Stop
Okay.
greenlighting films if you don't have a plan. That's what
Okay.
everyone was telling her.
All right. I would assume, based on the following Lucasfilm in her, that it's following through just because of the usual reasons. But it's very plausible that they want to make the universe stronger and make this a lot stronger than the sequel trilogy with writing and execution. It's possible. I think that based on the
And
track
Star Wars
record,
is hard. I think it's hard. I think honestly the future is TV shows and video games because of the long form storytelling.
But based on me following this company and her tenure as president, I would assume that it's more likely that just things fall through instead of making sure it's actually top notch. Like I used to think that for example, I criticized the Blade project, Marvel Blade. I used to think it was because Mahershala Ali just wanted to make sure it was the most perfect Blade movie, but there's been so many opportunities and it just keeps consistently falling through that it's been a joke. So I'm more in the line of thinking that the Ray movie is just keep falling through because of mismanagement. But I hope it's because it's going to be the most amazing Ray movie ever. And because I love Daisy Ridley and I love Ray the character. I'm not one of those Star Wars haters that says Ray's a dumb character. I love Ray. I think she's a great character. I think Daisy Ridley is a great actress.
Okay.
All right. Let me see if there's anything else in here. It appears increasingly likely that Lucasfilm will look inward when choosing Kennedy's successor. Insiders indicate the studio is leaning towards elevating longtime team members, which, that's good for people that have given a lot to the company
so she's
too.
promoting people, not getting rid of people.
That's great. That's great. She feels comfortable with Dave Filoni. I would prefer they got someone fresh in and really revitalizing a fresh enthusiasm like that's happening at DC.
Greta Gerwig.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. Greta Gerwig's great, but I don't know if she's great for every IP. I'll have to wait till see Narnia.
Sam Raimi.
I love her. She's amazing.
Sam Raimi, forget about it. Yes. Yes, Sam Raimi.
If you
Or
do
Sam
horror,
Raimi
yeah,
Star
so-
Wars universe.
Or Little Movie Perp. Yeah, get Little Movie Perp.
I don't need a whole universe.
I would.
I'll take it. I'll take a special presentation.
Okay.
I'm not
So Filoni often seen as George Lucas' spiritual, and you know what? This is also people hate Filoni, Perp, and the Star Wars fandom. They are as toxic against Filoni as they are to Kathy. Did you know this?
Yeah, you're just trading one controversy for another. Is what I'm hearing.
No, I'm just stating a fact. They cannot. I don't have
know.
this issue with Filoni. I love Filoni, but the people that love the Legends books hate Filoni because he takes little pieces from that and uses it, and they can't stand him for it. They're like, "You did it wrong," but I'm just saying I don't know.
Well, he's not lying, Purple. That is true. If you go,
There is a vitriolic hatred
on
toward
Twitter
Filoni.
and search up,
I didn't know that.
hate,
Yes.
Why?
I don't like.
You guys don't see
like
people are just gonna hate on Filoni just like Kathleen Kennedy. Then
I mean, no, like
like that
also
with
the-
every
you guys are
the
just
book that
replacing
they
one for
talk about
another.
is
I
always
bet you
sometimes
$100 if
answer.
Filoni. I bet you $100 Filoni gets in within 2 years. So the narrative is gonna be bring Kathy back. Even Kathy wouldn't go this low. Like for clickbait. Like come on.
if this is accurate and Mandalorian and Grogu doesn't hit, and then the Sean Levy movie does, it is going to be a disaster. But I also think because Kathy's not really leaving, and she's going to stay on as producer for all these
I mean,
projects,
it all depends on the budget.
this is
Like, if-
probably the
if-
best case scenario anyway.
Because
People ultimately, even Dave Filoni, and I'm sorry, Anthony, we'll get to you. Even if Dave Filoni takes over with Carrie Beck and Kathy stays on as producer, they're going to still think it is Kathy's regime anyway, the Kathy critics. So it really doesn't matter.
They're gonna
It really doesn't.
totally do the whole freaking deep state with Kathy.
Also,
she's
it
like
depends-
she's
it
doing
depends on
she's
the
the puppet
budget.
master. All that. Oh my god, yeah. That's
So,
why
but-
I just want her to stay. So it's like keep the status quo as it is. It's
So,
like
but I was gonna bring
it's
this
already
up.
boring how much people hate Kathleen Kennedy for no reason. So
I will bring
just
this up,
keep it.
right? A lot of people there are within their fandom, there's for example, via James Gunn or via Kathleen Kennedy or
I'll think about it, CG.
all these freaking armchair CEOs with their
Yeah.
hashtags about
Yeah,
firing
it's-
people that they have no idea what their day-to-day job is.
it's
so sad.
It's keyboard warriors. That's the way I see it. It's keyboard warriors. They got nothing better to do with their
Keyboard
lives.
bosses.
Yeah.
When they want to fire the like, dude.
I
that's
don't.
the
I don't
CEO.
take that lightly. I don't.
No, but I want to be angry and I would fire her. And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like I'll be honest with you, Max, right? The way I see it is this is just another chapter in the book where people are just,
y'all
just
have derangement
simply-
syndrome.
Yeah,
Kathy Kennedy derangement syndrome.
Yeah, I think so.
If I had derangement syndrome, how could I admit when she
Nah,
has
man, I don't
Because
say
like you started
And
off,
I
you
don't.
started it off with a derangement. Like that doesn't mean you could be treated, which
And
you were by actually reading the facts.
I'm not one of those Kathy Kennedy critics that just said she was a coffee girl for Steven Spielberg, which I've heard before. I say she had every right to get that. She was the most
You're
qualified.
still angry at her.
She
for
was
things
most
she did 2 years ago.
qualified. She was most qualified for the position. And just like I criticize any executive in that position, I'll criticize her. If DC, if Star Wars, if Marvel, and
The reason why you criticize is so people could learn. If your criticism doesn't ring true or it doesn't reflect the reality of what she has to do to get these projects done, what use of it? Like, there's no use of it. You're just hating. Because it's unaware, like you're unaware of like what she needs to do. You even agree with her.
I've criticized her on the projects that have not come to fruition, and I know this was over 2 years ago. And I've admitted to you, I've conceded.
So she's corrected.
I've conceded that the last 2 years have been better, except for the Ray movie.
So what criticism? Yeah,
the Ray movie in PR was not great, and that was not her fault. But what are you going to do?
What criticism to her? Like what is she going to learn from this?
Not all her fault. Not all her fault.
What can she learn from this stream? That she be like, you know what? That's a good point.
Well,
the
other reason that I wanted to cover this topic is she hasn't gotten an extension, and she's obviously staying on as a producer. And then there's articles coming out about her successor, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because there is something happening finally. And I think it would be better with just a cold cutoff and then just get in new fresh blood. But that's not going to happen. So this is the best case scenario if she's going to hang around as producer, is to get Dave Filoni and Carrie back.
If she's finally hitting her stride, like yeah.
Well, if Disney Plus is not having a lot of Star Wars right now, that's not exactly a stride. The only other thing we're getting Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah, because they said they're going to cut things. They're going to cut things down.
Yeah, that's across the board, and
that's because everyone was complaining about Star Wars doing nothing but you guys. Every time they listen to you, you guys turn around and then say, "Well, now look at this. Look at how bad it's doing."
Well, I do want to.
Everyone was complaining about those shows.
Yeah. I do want to ask if Anthony. I apologize. I cut off Anthony. If you wanted to add anything here, because I want to go on the other topics, including the mailbag. I don't even get views when I criticize Kathy anyway. All I get is friends mad at me. I don't hate her. I don't hate her. She is one of the most prolific producers of all time. Still, the most prolific producer of all time. She deserved her opportunity to be president of Lucasfilm. I just disagree with her tenure as president.
I think the Star Wars talk is getting boring now.
Oh, really?
Indeed, it has.
Talking. I guess if I reduce it
Star
to a
Wars
feels
right
argument,
now,
I'm happy.
talking about it sucks.
Okay, Anthony, do you want to add anything, and we could talk about what other great news has happened this week?
At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. It's been like safe for the last 3 years, so it's whatever. Like, I don't mind.
No, I did have. I don't know if you reacted to it yet, which was the 007 First Light trailer.
No.
You haven't seen it yet?
I'm not lying, Isaac. I don't know. I don't hate her. I don't hate
He doesn't
anybody.
realize he hates her.
I don't hate her.
I'm kidding.
I don't.
Some people don't realize how their true feelings. I'm like realizing that about.
I don't
think they've worked out exactly how they feel about
Kathy.
this.
I was really angry with decisions being made at a certain point where if I would have met her in person, I thought I would have said something to her, but I don't think I would have. But right now, I would have, if I met her in person, I would say, Andor, I'm a critic of you, but Andor was amazing.
Don't say
thank
that.
you. Well, what else would don't say I'm a critic of you.
I'm a critic of you.
I would just.
Can you thank her for ET for me?
Yeah,
if you
who the
meet her.
fuck
Can
says
you
that?
can you thank her for
Fine,
ET?
I'll thank her for ET.
Thank you for putting together ET.
Jurassic
Thank you for
Park.
Yeah, like all the classics that we grew
Thank
up
you,
with. You're
Kathy.
gonna say I'm a critic of you, but like, come on.
All right, fine. That's lame. Fine, you're right. That's lame to say I'm a critic. I'll just say thank you for Andor. I won't
Yes,
give
thank
any.
you for
I won't give
Andor.
any context. I was the idiot on stream that said you
Yeah.
should be fired. Yes. Yeah. She's. I mean, it's not going to make things sound any better that I would say she's a beautiful lady. That's not going to help things situation. That's going to make Perp even upset more that I think she's, you know, she's a beautiful lady,
Oh,
and
that's
she's
why you're
very
angry at her.
No. What? I'm angry because she's hot.
Yeah, you're one of
No,
those.
she's
She
very
gets
good
what she
looking
got in that position because she was just
No,
hot.
no, she earned her position. I'm you know, I never went along with the narrative of the coffee girl.
Why do you keep bringing that up? I don't even know.
Because
There's
people
a narrative of the coffee girl.
of the no, I'm not even gonna say because it's just gonna piss you off of what people say that she only
No,
got her
that just show
position for
that
being-
just show you how much they don't know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to
Right.
this stuff.
No. And I'm very happy. One of the things she's done recently, which can we talk about the new Jurassic World? Is I'm really getting hyped for that movie. It looks really good.
She's probably
Gareth Edwards
she's
and
probably
Gareth
produ-
Edwards.
She's a producer on that one, so yeah.
She really stop it, CJ. She really rewarded Gareth Edwards for playing ball after they took over Rogue One with Tony Gilroy. And I still would like to see the Gareth Edwards cut of Rogue One.
Oh, at least he got Jurassic Park.
No, the Jurassic Park look. I don't know, Perp. Are you kind
at
of
least he got that
pleasantly
going.
surprised with the marketing for Jurassic World Rebirth? It looks. Some of it looks like it.
I like.
Scary again.
I'm very excited to see two scenes that involve water.
Yes,
those scenes look awesome.
It looks scary again.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That looks good. The other stuff is
that's gone. Fantastic Four actually went to the bottom. I'm still looking.
I saw a beautiful picture of Fantastic Four of Reed Richards and Sue with the baby in the bed. I thought it was so like giving them like humanity. I thought it was such a beautiful picture, and it got me really excited. I was like, I hope there's moments like this in the movie.
The
Not all just
website crashed.
rush for the action scene.
The website crashed for the pre-tickets.
But I'm sorry, I interrupt. I just wanted to say that real quick. Go ahead, Max. What were you gonna say?
That's
the
coming
scenes-
in the U.S.
The
for whatever
scenes,
reason,
the scenes in the dinosaurs finally look scary again.
Yeah.
I could not stand Chris Pratt waving at dinosaurs after 3 movies. The first movie I gave him an okay. I
Do you
gave
think
him
there's
a
going to be a
pass.
joke where someone tries to wave at a dinosaur and he gets eaten?
I hope not, 'cause I
could
don't wanna
totally
eat-
see that.
I
You don't want to see a joke where
could see the
someone
joke.
waves
I
their
could see
hand
the
and they get
joke.
eaten, and it's like, trust me, it works.
Oh,
And then they get
actually,
eaten.
yes.
Yeah,
now
and then
I
they get
do it,
eaten.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I saw the character from the other movies
Yeah,
do this.
And then he just gets
Chopped.
chopped by a T-Rex. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can totally see that
So
happening.
I put in the private chat, by the way, to the trailer for the.
I don't think I'm going to react to it now, Taladia.
But
But
for you for later.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
can-
I did see a Blade trailer too. Was that real?
No, that's fake.
Raw, really?
The
Yeah.
question is it AI fake or did someone put in some
AI
work?
fake?
Because
Yeah,
I
AI
didn't do a video on it, but I saw it somewhere and it looked really good. It is fake. 'Cause
It
I
is
heard they're
fake,
making
it's
a
not
Blade
legit.
video game.
Yeah, they are making a Blade video game.
Yeah,
but-
that's for Xbox and PlayStation coming. It's coming for Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
just thought to share it with you before I go because it's like.
I
4:30 in the
actually was
morning.
hoping that Perp can help host a trailer reaction stream. We could do a bunch of them. Not right now when I get back.
Yeah,
Maybe
for sure.
next week sometime, and pick some weird ones.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll react to some.
Did
some
you
stuff
see
'cause I haven't-
I saw you saw the Megan 2 trailer. How fun is that? The second trailer.
Did you
That
see
looks
my
so fun.
reaction? I did not.
No, I
wanna
haven't
see
seen it yet.
No, watch the reaction because I name drop you.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because you told
When
me
she
this
goes
is
to the
not
cave-
like the first one,
Yeah, it looks like so much fun.
and I was okay. Just have to watch my
Yeah,
reaction.
and then
'cause
you got to watch the K-pop Demon Hunters trailer too. That shit
Okay.
was fire.
Why does Jurassic World Rebirth make you sad?
For a little context, Pop Counterculture is a huge Jurassic Park fan. He introduced me to a whole community of people that just talk about Jurassic Park. He's really into it. It's his favorite franchise. I think it's his favorite blockbuster franchise.
It looks good
So,
again, though.
He's like really he's like a deep hardcore Jurassic Park fan. So
It looks good again to me, though.
I mean, those two scenes look great. That's it.
I mean, everything I've seen has just been really.
And also, me and Fourth have this thing where we want Scarlett Johansson to be the bad guy, and we think that'd be badass.
The
that
bad
would
guy?
be cool.
Wow.
That would be fucking awesome if she's like the betrayer and all that shit.
So I've got to head out. So I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
So-
thanks, Taladia. We'll
All
we'll do a few mailbags and then end the stream because I don't know how you and Anthony and Perp how you do. Have you been streaming much, Perp? I didn't get to see too much
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been streaming a bit. Yeah.
All right.
I did a pushback last, but before that
Was
I
it a
did,
pushback on me?
No, it was Matt
Oh.
Jarbo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
No, you're right that I was critical to Superman marketing, and now I'm like all on it. And I personally, it was you get mad at people when they do feelings on their opinions, Perp. It was all feelings. I felt like the momentum was gone from the first trailer for
I know.
Superman.
It's not that I get mad
in April. Yeah.
It's not that I get mad at feelings. I get mad at the performative aspect of disingenuously asking where's the marketing when you were told what their strategy was going to be.
I've heard it before, I think, from other companies, but now they actually delivered. Like the marketing is top notch here. I actually think, like the Snyderverse, when the release of Snyder Cut was happening, was pretty good marketing, and everyone was on board. But this might actually be even like the behind the scenes stuff. I wish they would have shown more behind the scenes when they were.
Yeah, the behind the scenes
Snyder
stuff
Cut.
is epic. It's
Yeah, when
really
they were
well
released,
done.
I love the 30-second or minute shorts, like when he's
I think
kids and
I think they're doing that to psychologically tell everyone there's not a lot of green screen stuff. Like,
and no, and
it
then
seems like-
I finally like the robots. Now Bruce told me that they're practical. I'm like, oh really? I didn't see that short yet.
Of course, why would,
and then there's the
why,
short.
Why would anyone think it wouldn't be practical? Like
Because
there's
most of the time those are CG.
Nah, not most of the time.
Marvel would CG those. Come on,
no, bro. We saw
Perp, you
Movie
agree
on
with
the
me there? Marvel would CG those.
No.
robots.
Probably. I mean, is
Most
that robot in Fantastic Four CG?
No, they literally released a no.
No.
No, I'm day
That's a
one,
cool
Isaac. If Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, and Superman all came out the same day, I would see Superman first.
I don't know about that. I mean, thank God, Fantastic Four was at the end of the month, or the 25th, almost at the end of the month. So,
all right, Max from Jacob McKenzie. New details on House of the Dragon season 3 includes 4 major events from Fire and Blood, bigger in scope and scale than season 2. Conceptual episode written by Sarah Hess that's very character driven. I really like House of Dragons.
I do,
but the first season was just so much better.
Yeah.
So I hope season 3 brings it home.
Season 2, you could tell it was. They cut a lot of episodes in budget. Even the director came out like WB. He's like, we need the budget cuts. I was like, okay, buddy. Like, you can't do budget cuts against Game of Thrones. That's terrible. Like, I'm not trying to see it was notable in season 2. I was like, okay. So hopefully this season they got the budget back for season 3 and stuff.
I want to tell pop culture counterculture this one. My favorite Jurassic Park movie is Jurassic Park 2: Lost World, which everyone hates.
I mean, I like the first. I like the first one. The first
one's a better overall movie.
Yeah,
but I really like the sequel.
I like the first one from the Chris Pratt franchise. And I'll give you number 2, and that's it. I'll give you that.
Okay. I like Jurassic Park
it.
World, the first one, Jurassic Park 3, and then the last 2 I really dislike.
Yeah, bro, that was fucking. Oh my god, bro. Like, bro, Dominions. Oh my god, that is so. Man, I don't know how that piece of shit movie makes $1 billion.
This next one actually makes me real. I don't know where Perp went. Thoughts on Ridley Scott says he's done enough with the Alien franchise where it's going now. I've done enough. I just hope it goes further.
But
I'm really upset that we're not going to see.
Didn't he announce that he was doing a?
Well, he is getting older. He's getting real old. So if he has so many projects lined up that.
Yeah,
it is moving forward with Alien Earth and Romulus. So
yeah, but they're both good in sequel.
But I really wanted to see
the David
what happened after with Prometheus and
David. Yeah, the David story.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Freddy could wrap that story up. with David, because it's not that far from the timeline. That story. So hopefully wrap it up. Yeah, he's doing a lot of projects right now. Like he's filming movie with Jacob and the other girl that was doing the James Bond dance and stuff like that, and with Josh Brolin as well.
Oh, Refresh. Okay.
So like, yeah, like I think he want to do a lot of projects quickly as possible before he retires, which I don't mind him. I don't mind him do what's best for you at your age. Like, yeah. So hopefully it's a good movie. Hopefully, I'm gonna see his new movie. Thinking it comes out next year.
What happened?
Oh, we got some new mailbag participants from CGH and figure drawing, so we could cover those and then call it a night. Because I still didn't get to exercise yet. I got to exercise. It's really hard keeping an exercise schedule, man. Okay, so figure drawing, the Sony State of Play, that Marvel fighting game was the highlight for you. I haven't checked out everything yet. I said the arcade stick, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I don't know exactly what it's called in the Marvel fighting game. Marvel fighting game's probably my most surprise. Like, it was out of the blue. I didn't know that was happening. So I would say that was probably my favorite. Did you see enough of the Sony State of Play, Perp?
Yeah. I'm interested in the Suda 5-1 game. I think it's Romeo.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know about that one yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Marvel fighting game for sure.
Okay. CGH Entertainment. Max question: are you a clone? Trump says you might be.
What?
I think he's talking about Biden. I don't know why you would replace Biden with someone that has so many potential issues if he was a clone. That's the thing. Like, if it was possible to clone a president, why would you put a president that was having some issues? And that's being polite. That's being polite.
President, I would just clone Obama, but younger.
Yeah.
I will clone Obama from 2008 and put it in this current timeline. In stuff, yeah.
I think we need someone better than I think we really need something really great in 2028. I don't know what the answer is, but I hope.
Yeah. If people,
does anyone like Jon Stewart?
No, he's not gonna be fit.
Okay, because he's also a personality. People like, well, maybe that's the answer because he's on the left and he's a personality. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully people are smarter in 2020.
We'll do 2 more CGHs and 1 more big of Jacob. Are you excited how they said Clobber Time in the newest trailer, Fantastic Four? I think I missed that one.
It was just a quick thing. The tickets on sale. We're just gonna sell like it was like a minute. Like a minute. But
and then we'll get to this Hulk question. If Savage Hulk is in Spider-Man 4, does this mean Hulk versus Wolverine is possible?
No.
I've just been extremely disappointed about how Hulk's been portrayed in the MCU lately. I also like Hulk a lot, CJH. So I hope they do him well. And I really like She-Hulk. My favorite Hulk was actually in She-Hulk, of the most recent Hulk.
Oh, well, he was helping his cousin relax, taking control.
But I'm not happy about Spider-Man 4, where they're saying it's going to go with Hulk and Spider-Man. I don't know.
I mean, he's not going to.
Context might prove me wrong, but all right. Dan Trachtenberg talks about picking the time periods of Vikings, feudal Japan, and World War II to put in the Predator for Predator Killer of Killers. The hardest part was, how can the movie be awesome and a story worth telling even if there were no Predator in it? But there is Predator in it. I'm confused by that. But he's saying the story has to be so good that it would work even without him. Did you?
Yeah. The characters work and their motivations work so well. You need a Predator.
Have you been following that project, Perp? I know you.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. It's June 6th.
Yeah, it comes out on Friday.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think Perp's getting a little sleepy, so we got to end this now.
Dude, I'm so excited. This week, it's chock full of films. I'm seeing Ballerina in the Wes Anderson movie tomorrow. I'm seeing Life of Chuck. I'm seeing all this stuff.
I do want to get. I know I've like a broken clock, but I am planning to get back to the theater soon.
Yeah.
I mean, movie season's upon us. Movie season's already. We're already in the midst of movies. I'm not going to be able to avoid it much further. So I do have to catch up on. I want to catch up on Andor and Daredevil before movie season. This one is really. Did you see the Frankenstein trailer?
Yeah, it was great. It's fun.
Thoughts on Oscar Isaac's Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is not a horror movie at all. It's heart and feeling. It's dark, brooding drama. What do you think of that?
Sure. I mean, it's based off the greatest horror.
But it is based
on
but he's saying
of all time.
But he's saying it's not.
It's just marketing speak for there's more to it than
based,
just.
It is based on a book that he's.
So you're not concerned that there's not going to bring the horror too?
Yeah, no. Of
That's
course
just
not.
a way to promote it. That there's more than just surface level horror.
Coming out in November. It's November.
I'm glad Oscar Isaac didn't say it's elevated horror. So he's
okay. Any concerns with the trailer at all?
I hate when directors say that for horror. It's elevated.
Fair enough, Anthony. Any concerns with the trailer at all? My major concern was I love Oscar Isaac, Mia Goth, the direction, the score was all amazing. My concern was when they showed the Frankenstein's monster beating up people on the ship that he may not be intimidating enough. That was my slight concern.
I don't think they showed the gore shots. Hopefully it gets really gory. I know that they seem to be following the book a bit because it seems like they're chasing that Dr. Frankenstein is chasing his monster through the Antarctic and North Pole, or North Pole. That's like the book, which is cool.
Hopefully it's a good ass movie.
So yeah, I think in the book there is a scene where he takes out a bunch of like sailors in a boat, which.
Okay. Any favorite iterations of Frankenstein before we go, and then we'll end it?
I really liked Kenneth Branagh's, actually, the Thor director.
Branagh's?
Yeah.
Which one did he do?
He did the one with Robert De Niro, and he played Dr. Frankenstein himself. It's great. The camera, it's like very like almost.
Is that VHS era? Is that VHS era?
Yeah. You need to get that on VHS for sure.
Okay, I'll have to research that one. I don't know. It's awesome. It's not Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Yeah, it is that one. Yeah, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Maybe I have. I don't know. I have to look. I got to get that one. So thank you, chat. Thank you, Anthony Perp.
Thank you, Max.
I think it's always good when I don't do hot takes just to trigger you and Joe.
I know.
I don't. But Joe gets really.
I never accused you of that.
I know, but Joe said I'm out. I don't know what that means. I'm out of the video. I'm out of your. I got to talk to Joe.
I'm out of your life.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I'm like, oh no, Joe. No, Joe. Like I just was saying what was on my mind. I don't do. I just hit record. I don't have a lot of prep for anything, honestly. You know that. So I'm just saying. I'm just a hot take. I kind of want to do more hot takes. Just record it.
Yeah, dude. Call them hot takes.
Okay. CGH threw a $6.99 Canadian right at the end. In the comics, Hulk was the only one who remembered Parker was Spider-Man. I really hope it's good. It's just I was fan expectations. Like I think Perp and other people criticize sometimes for too.
He's in it. They just come from.
I was really hoping for Daredevil and Kingpin because I like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, and Matt Murdock was already in the Spider-Man movies with the third one, so I was really hoping. Yeah, I was hoping we got all of those street level characters that are on Disney Plus that they're hinting at in Daredevil season 2. I was hoping that it was going to be Spider-Man and them and Kingpin because we got one of the best on-screen villains in Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. So I was really hoping,
I think they're saving that later.
Thank you, CJH.
I think they're saving that later.
Dope stream. Remember, hot girls have problems too. They're just like you, except they're hot. You mean Kathy? Kathy Kennedy?
Too. You know that we do. Except we're hot. That's a great song.
To be honest, I would probably be intimidated by Kathy if I met her in real life. Yeah. All right. No, I beat by her line of work. Not that she's also pretty.
What about Dave Filoni?
Dave Filoni, I feel like I would just love him, and he's also.
What if he was wearing his cowboy hat? That has to be a little.
I think I could.
He's wearing a cowboy hat. What if he's on a horse? Would you approach Dave Filoni if he was on a horse?
Absolutely. That would be better if he was on a horse. Okay. Dave Filoni, I think I could instantly get along with because he's got that vibe of like nerd.
What if you floated up like a balloon?
And I would say I've been following your career since Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm so happy for you. I love the Clone Wars, Rebels. I love the Ahsoka series. I'm happy you're getting your shot with your movie, and I support you.
What if the horse kicked you right then and there? What would you do?
Well, then I would sue
Yeah.
and do YouTube. I'd sue Lucasfilm for all they're worth.
Yeah. You hop in that Gina case?
Yeah. Don't kick me. Don't have your horse kick me, though,
Yeah.
Filoni.
Well, he can't control it.
He's never been on a horse with his hat.
Oh, he
just
has a
wears hat.
cowboy hat. He's been on a horse.
All right. Good night, everyone. Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye.